And greetings to my brothers and sisters. How y'all doing today? I want to come to you all with a video. Want to speak on the topic of the image and the dream of Nebuchadnezzar in the book of Daniel. I believe it's chapter 3. And so, no, I believe it's chapter 2. Wait a minute. Chapter 2. Chapter 3 is the golden image. But chapter 2 of Daniel, the dream of Nebuchadnezzar. And if you will, I ask you to go and read that chapter. Pretty much it gives the chapter is about a dream that the king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar, had. A dream that he had that he needed interpretation of. And to give a quick understanding of this scenario for those who may not understand, in the book of Daniel, this is about the capturing of the tribe of Judah, being taken into Babylon. And being taken into Babylon, there were 4 people who the king of Babylon put into his pretty much his surrounding, put them in a certain position because they had a certain gift from the Father, something like wisdom, or something that could be of use and a sense of knowledge to the king of Babylon, which was Nebuchadnezzar. And so he put them in these royal offices, and and just as in this situation, he used them to gain certain understanding on certain things. And so in Daniel chapter 2, he had a dream, and the dream needed interpretation. And understand this as well. In this dream, with this dream, there was not any wise man of Babylon. There was not any astrologer, any wise man, any magician that could understand the dream. The interpretation and the understanding was given to the Father. Given by the Father to Daniel. And that we see, there is nothing, above the will of God, and God makes possible, the things, He uses through the people that are used by him, his glory is shown, by way of strength, in a sense of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We see these things through David and the Goliath, and many other stories in the Bible, and I just want to take that moment to put emphasis on how glory is shown, is given, shown through the vessels of the people who are used by God to glorify God. It all comes back to him, and in this instance, I wanted to get in depth on really the image in the dream that he's seen and what it means. So Nebuchadnezzar had a dream, and he saw an image. The image had a head of gold, arms and breast of silver. I believe it was thighs of bronze, and calves of iron, and feet of iron and clay. And Daniel gave the interpretation of this dream, these pretty much being kingdoms. And Nebuchadnezzar was the kingdom that was the head of gold. And there would be a kingdom Daniel explained that there would be a kingdom to rise after the kingdom of Nebuchadnezzar that was inferior to him. That would be the arms of silver and the arms of silver, the arms and breast of silver. And after that kingdom will rise another kingdom that will rule over the earth. That will be the kingdom of bronze. And after that kingdom would be a kingdom, the kingdom of iron, or that would break to pieces. I believe it said it will break to pieces. Pretty much, it will break to pieces like everything like iron breaks to pieces. Other things. And after that, it said that that kingdom would seek to mingle with the seed of men, and that would be the iron and clay. But as the iron and clay does not mix, that kingdom and the seed of man cannot mix. And so, in the end, there was a rock that was cut out, and it came and smashed the image. And that kingdom would be the kingdom of God. And as it said, that kingdom would become a mountain, and it would rule over, all the earth. It will reign forever, So, to give an understanding, and what I see, what I feel like, the Father has given me sight to see and understanding, and a way to see this image and the rock that comes and that comes and becomes a kingdom that rules in the end of it all. The head of gold is man, or Adam. And I say this because man, being the creation of God that was made in his image and his likeness and given dominion, the fall of mankind is, as the word says, pride comes before the fall. And the fall of mankind, whether intentionally or unintentionally, there is pride, and after the rule of man, what kingdom or what caused man to fall? The silver, or the woman representing the silver. And in the description of the silver kingdom, it said that there would be a kingdom that will rule that is inferior to thee. Now we know that the woman is inferior to the man, in the sense of being his weaker vessel. The woman being in power causes the man to stumble. And the kingdom of bronze, what rules after the woman? I see this to be either the serpent or Cain, which would also be, in a spiritual sense, the seed of the serpent. It said that the bronze kingdom will rule over all the earth. And I consider this in both of these ways. Once the serpent got the woman to stumble, and the woman got the man to stumble, and the order of the enemy, he then becomes, in his kingdom, he then becomes above the woman and the man, but the woman becomes above the man. That is how destruction becomes, The destruction of this world is where the woman is worship and the man is weak, And that's important to understand, because we see a lot of this in today's age, and that is like, it is a state of the world, that we live in, where the woman can be seen as doing no wrong. you know, and the man is seen as villainized, and there are men who do move as the enemy, but the ways that those men are being put on every man. Every man is not seeking to move like the enemy. There are men who seek to move in uprightness, and therefore also hold standards and accountability for those who they allow into their lives. If it would be a spouse, or if it would be, a woman, that they would like to add into their life. But those women who are caught up or tangled in the ways of the serpent would like to, it's almost like they can't really accept that love or that light. They can't accept the accountability that comes with it, or the standards that they are held to that comes with it, because they still have to feel empowered. They still have to feel above the man, and for the woman to be above the man, the man has to be weak, and the man with the spirit of the serpent is a man that is above the woman, but they both are playing this dark game, and the only woman that man can be above is a woman who plays games, and he plays those games better, But a man who does not play games does not need to, what would I say, enter into the field, because you are not going into the field with intentions to play games. And if you do, in a sense, we are in this world, this field. We are in this world with people with worldly mindsets, and women will try to play games, but you gotta, as a man who doesn't play games, you gotta consider how close you would allow people to come into your kingdom. You have to keep your peace. You have to keep your way. And so, as I said, the bronze kingdom to me could be the serpent or Cain, and they both pretty much bring death. Cain killed his the righteous brother Abel, for being righteous, and he, instead of changing his ways, he just sought to, or instead of pleasing God, he sought to kill who pleased God, because his deeds were wrong. He sought to kill the one whose deeds were right. And so, in that sense, how I consider this Cain is because after that, he wandered off into the land of Nod and built a city. And so in that we see that the first city is built by Cain. And I believe in that sense, he has a certain rule over the earth, but it's not really a godly dominion. It's just, it's just from, like the word says, some people take the kingdom by force, try and take it by force, and so because he couldn't gain it in a righteous way, he sought to, gain dominion, in a way of, rather killing and stealing. That's how I see it, and so from that moment, from the moment of Cain until the days of Noah, corruption and evil had, ruled over the earth. And even though Seth was born, the seed of Seth is, what would I say, the reversal of the things of Cain. And through the lineage of Seth, you see there are people who are righteous people. You got Enoch, who walked with God. You have Lamech to Noah. Lamech bearing Noah, and Noah was a righteous man, a just man. And understand that where I go to next is the fallen angels. The iron is the fallen angels, you know. And I say this because understand how in the days of Noah, it said when the sons of God, in those days there were giants, and the sons of God went into the daughters of man. So as I said, when it talks about the kingdom of iron and clay, it says that the kingdom, which was like iron, sought to mingle with the seed of man. Where I'm drawing that is to where it says that the sons of God went into the daughters of man. That's the seed of man, you know. And so, like it said, like how iron and clay doesn't mix, that kingdom will not mix, you know. Those two will not mix. Fallen angels, I see this as fallen angels mixing with mankind, you know. And at this point, this is where the rock comes. That rock represents a kingdom that's coming to destroy everything. And just like it said with this image, it said it was terrible. The image was terrible, you know. The setup of it was terrible. Let's just say the fallen man led to the ruler woman, and the ruler woman leads to, you know, the rule of, you know, the serpent, or Cain, which is, you know, the seed of the serpent, which leads to fallen angels ruling, which leads to the bottom, which is like the base, you know, the foundation, iron and clay, fallen angels and mankind, which is Nephilim, the giants. You know, there were giants on the earth in those days. And so the rock comes. That represents the flood. The new kingdom that God has prepared comes with a sense of destroying every evil thing, you know, that led up to this point, wiping it clean, a reset. And so this kingdom comes and destroys the whole image in the dream of Nebuchadnezzar, representing the flood, you know, wiping out every corrupt thing. But just as that kingdom reigns forever, you know, just as that kingdom reigns, there is a seed that is reserved. There is a remnant that is reserved. And this is talked about a lot in different stories of the Bible, you know. The remnant that is reserved, you know. And in the days of Noah, that would be Noah and his family, you know. And coming out of the ark, it's a new kingdom, you know. And yeah, that was a breakdown, you know, pretty much what I want to get to, what I wanted to explain with that, or what I wanted to convey in that, is that this image, this dream of the image and the rock coming and destroying the image also represents, let's say, pretty much the fall of mankind from the garden up into the days of Noah, up into the reset, you know, the fall of mankind up into that reset of the new kingdom in the days of Noah, you know. And yeah, that's all I have for now. I pray I be blessed in the name of the only begotten Son. All praise be to Abba Yahuwah. Amen.